YouTube. Here are your stock price predictions for SOFI looking into the week of November 11th through the 15th. So I thank you guys for being here. Please hit that thumbs up as we continue to grow the channel. I greatly would appreciate it. So I have been out over the past day because I ran my second half marathon. And so you guys can see here, right there, there's my second medal. You can see now I've got a little collection going here. I've got another half marathon in Washington State next week, so that'll be my third one. I'll be there on some business, so just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's been going on with me. Now, let's go ahead and talk about SOFI. Okay, now SOFI has been on an absolute tear. We know that this particular stock has closed, I'm gonna bring this up for you guys here, has closed above $13. Okay, we've been waiting on these types of moves, right? So you can see we're at $13, and I just got to do something real quick, guys. Not long ago, I remember when this thing on that crazy Monday was down under $6 per share, and then we may not get to see that on this particular chart. Yeah, maybe this was the range here. Just a couple of months ago, this is where we were. Had you guys got in on this thing, you more than doubled your money at this particular point. So, just excellent work. Just excellent move by SOFI. My portfolios are looking good. I hope you guys' portfolios are looking good as well. Now, let's talk about what's been going on. So the first thing I want to talk about is the interest rates have come down a little bit more. I believe they brought them down another 25 basis points. And obviously that's going to be good for a company like SOFI. That means that if they borrow, it's cheaper. Their consumers are going to get to, well, I'm sorry, not their consumers, their customers will get to borrow for money cheaper. And when we talk about a small cap stock like this, obviously smaller cap stocks are going to benefit when the interest rates are lower. There's just a lot more money that's going to circulate through these particular companies. Now, another thing that's going on is Cathie Wood has sold $12.8 million worth of her shares. And typically what I've seen from her is when she sells, the stocks go a little bit higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets to $14, $15, okay? So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen in the short term, but usually she sells a lot earlier. But hey, as long as you sell and profit, that's the only thing that matters, okay? So we don't necessarily have to time the market, but you know, when you sell $12 million worth, I'm more than sure she made more than double her money on that investment, okay? Now, as far as the stock price predictions for this week, before we get into more information about SOFI, here's what I'm looking at, okay? Now, I'm going to bring this thing out over the last 5 years because now we've gone to a new level. I get to raise this green bar here a little bit higher. So according to history, this is where we're sitting. So the next leg up for us to capture would be $14. If we can get $14, now we're looking at $14.75. So for this particular week, I'm looking at to see if this strength is real, right? And when I say that, this $13, is this a fluke or is this for real? So if it's for real, we'd close at or above $13 again this particular week, okay? Now, I would say that unless the overall markets sell off for some reason, I think we have a great chance of maybe closing a week above $13. I'm not going to say $14 because, you know, I like to stay a little bit conservative on this particular channel because at some point the markets are going to be as crazy as they've been. So I'm gonna say we close at or above $13 this week, which is good. Had you been getting in this stock over the last couple of months, you would be making a nice amount of money right now. So if we come back to the downside, right, we would obviously come down to test about $12.50. If we get rejected, let's say we try to bounce back up to 13, then the next leg down for us would be $11.62. But I don't really see us going under $12 this week unless the overall market sell off. There's just no reason for SoFi to have a sell off unless, like I said, the overall markets sell off. So those are my stock price predictions for this particular week. And here's some more information. So I stumbled across this article, and it's talking about the SWOT analysis of SoFi, right? So you're talking strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, that's something that you learn in business classes, right? So as far as the strengths, they say SoFi has exhibited a commendable financial performance as evidenced by the 30% increase in the total net revenue and a significant turnaround from a net loss to a net gain. Now, the company's diversified revenue streams, which include interest income from loans and securitization, non-interest income from loan origination sales, and technology products, have contributed to this growth. Now, the ability to generate revenue from multiple sources not only demonstrates SoFi's adaptability, but also a buffer against market volatility. So that's one of the things I would say I'm most proud of this particular company this year is their willingness to adapt to change. So you lose money on one end with student loans, and you're finding other ways to capture on some of the opportunities that are out there. Now it says technology edge and innovation. Now SoFi's acquisition of Galileo and Techniques, along with its in-house technology advancements, have positioned the company as a leader in digital financial services. The company's technology platform segment, which offers a suite of services, include cloud-native digital banking and AI-driven payment fraud mitigation, has seen a revenue increase, indicating a strong demand and potential for future growth. Now, SoFi's commitment to innovation is a significant strength that enables it to stay ahead of the competition and meet evolving consumer needs. Now, it talks about the weaknesses. It says non-interest expenses. So despite a reduction in non-interest expenses, SoFi still faces challenges in managing these costs efficiently. High expenses in technology and product development, sales and marketing in general, and administrative areas can impact the company's bottom line. It is crucial for SoFi to continue streamlining operations and optimizing resource allocation to improve profitability and operational efficiency. It goes down to break this down. It says dependence on market conditions. Now, SoFi's performance, particularly in its lending operations, is susceptible to macroeconomic factors such as interest rates and economic cycles. Now, fluctuations in these conditions can affect loan origination volumes, credit quality, and the demand for financial products. Now, this dependence on external factors is a weakness that requires strategic management and proactive risk mitigation. Now, as far as the opportunities, SoFi has the opportunity to expand its market presence both domestically and internationally. The company's technological capabilities and comprehensive financial services offerings position it well to capture a larger share of the growing digital banking and fintech sectors. Now, strategic partnerships and acquisitions like the recent purchase of Wyndham a fintech mortgage lender can further enhance SOFI's market reach and product portfolio. Now, it goes on to talk about threats. So it says regulatory changes. The financial services industry is highly regulated, and changes in laws or regulations can have a significant impact on SOFI's operations. The company must navigate a complex regulatory landscape, which includes compliance with banking regulations, consumer protection laws, and data privacy standards. Any adverse regulatory developments could impose additional compliance costs or limit SOFI's business activity. So I can see why they would have that on here as well. Okay. So again, when we're talking about, these regulations, the compliance, all of this comes at a cost, right? If you want to stay compliant, it's going to cost you money. And, over the last decade or so, you've noticed a lot of these companies have come up with compliance departments, right? You have a legal team, but then outside of that, that's not enough. You need a department that's going to keep you on your toes as it pertains to being compliant. And so not only is it going to cost you internally, but there's going to come external costs with that as well. Okay. Now, as far as a competitive landscape, it says this: SOFI operates in a highly competitive environment with traditional banks, fintech startups, and other non-banking financial institutions vying for market share. The company must continuously innovate and differentiate its offerings to maintain a competitive edge. So I would say that this year shows that SOFI has a fight that it needs in order to compete. We've seen this company struggle for a period of time, and then we've seen them have a complete turnaround. Now, outside of interest rates being reduced, which that helps, I think they've still done enough for the turnaround that they've had over this past year. Okay, and so again, I believe that you'll potentially see more opportunities to get into SOFI. As for me, if I were to say, if I was somebody that was not invested in SOFI right now, and I'm speaking to myself, if I wasn't, I would just simply start just dollar cost averaging a little bit at a time, maybe $1 a day, maybe, $20 a month. I wouldn't go in super heavy. We could have more ebbs and flows. We could have some pullback. So for me, ideally, I want to get this under $10. Will we ever see $10 again? Who knows? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But that's one of the things about this market is you want to not try to time a bottom, not try to chase a stock when it's taking off, but you want to be consistent and simply dollar cost average. Okay. So overall, we can see some strengths, we can see weaknesses, opportunities, we see threats, but there's a lot that this company can capitalize on, especially because not only are we talking financials, we're talking technology as well. So there's so many different opportunities that this company has, so many different ways that it can partner with even other financial institutions and can help them with the technologies that they have. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys today. Please hit that thumbs up if you enjoy the channel, and we're out, guys. Peace.